Yes, we are live for the Triple B in the house. What's happening, man? What you saying? What you think about my mask? You like it? Yeah, I've got a new. I changed the cuck chair into the cuck sofa. Okay, guys. What are you guys thinking, man? You prefer the cuck sofa or the cuck chair? Anyway, man, we're here to talk about Chads, these cucks, right? And we don't like no cucks, man, on this channel. We like Chads, like Tommy, the Duke Morrison. Is it too bright? I might turn off the light. Let's see what it looks like without the light. Yeah, let's see what it looks like without the light. I haven't really tested this because this is a new environment. Shit, it's dark now. Shit. Nah, it's better without. It's better with the light. Yes, it's better with the light. We're gonna have the light. How is everybody, man? How is everybody? I hope everybody's staying away from the cup chair and being the Chad, like Philip, the Geiger Chad Ergovich. Right. First, without further ado, Retro was first. Boxy Basement thought he was first. 3 Chads vs 1 cock. Who wins? I think we know. Jacob. Quadruple tree. Yes, Triple. Yeah, what's up, bro? What you say, man? Triple, nice to have a live again. Hey, great to see you, Railway. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I you know, sometimes I get in these positions where, like, you know, I don't know, I just don't feel it, man. But I'm feeling it at the moment. I didn't want to do it, to be honest with you, but I was like, nah, I'm going to have to do it. Why? For the funds. Owen Foster, good to see you, always here. Love that George Foreman photo. Disco Dave, I bet you're talking about Corey Power. And here's, this isn't a Corey channel. I said this isn't a Corey channel. By the way, it seems like to me, I don't know, maybe it's my glasses, but it seems to change color all the time, the background. But anyway, whatever, man. The evil bachelor should be around. Chubby ain't evil. Chubby good. He fight for good. Yeah, I've got haters, but that's because they're wrong uns. Funny, out of Manchester, England. I can see a big David Diamante fan. Undefeated, the Triple B base, boxing, basement. Yeah, if you, do you like my mask? The mask will come off as soon as I get me first super check, right? And you can see who's underneath. If you want to see who's underneath the max, drop a super shekel, man. I think it look kind of cool though, bro. Don't it look good? My boy Railway. I heard Jay Opetaia might move up to heavyweight and fight Derek Chisora. He'd wax Chisora. He'd wax him. And that's a great fight because that's the same fight as, what's his face? Usyk took when he moved up to heavyweight. Well, did he fight Chaz Witherspoon first? I can't remember. I think it was Chisora, right? I unfortunately, I mean, everyone knows I'm a big Jai Opetaia fan, and that's the right way to pronounce it. I have a lot of Samoans, and I asked them, I said to the Samoans, how do you pronounce it? Because weirdly, Jai pronounces it, he doesn't care. He responds to J and Jai. Not only that, but also he says Opetaia. There's a video of him saying Opetaia, but a Samoan says, well, the thing is, he doesn't speak Samoan, and he's only half Samoan, so it's actually Opetaia, not Opetaia, Opetaia. So I'm pronouncing it in a Samoan way, I hope. Jai Opetaia. And anyway, it's a great fight. The problem is, there's no fights at cruiserweight, so he has to go up to heavyweight. So, you know, he's going to, you know, Gilberto Ramirez. I like Mexicans, right? But he's a coward. Usually that's the biggest insult to a Mexican. You're a coward. But if you're not a coward, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, why are you not fighting Jay Opetaia, man? Because he'll mess you up. That's why, man. Your Batman Mask remedied me. I think you reminded me of the Robin. Then a picture of Sonny Evans dressed as Robin. And I said, Batman, Bitch Kingdom Head. I don't know why it fruit me. I never seen that, man. But yeah, it does sound fruity. Bang, Daddy, Paddy from the beautiful Emerald Isle of Ireland. What's up, bro? Great to see you. Usyk for Witherspoon first, and Chisora next. Thank you, man. That's what I thought. Chaz Witherspoon wasn't bad, but he was never going to go anywhere. He wasn't like his uncle. I think was it Uncle right? Tim Witherspoon. Yeah, terrible Tim Witherspoon. I've hung out with him and drank with him, got my drink on. He was a lovely guy, man. You know, it's one of them. My boy Tony Maloney. You see the interview with Don Charles where he says he spent thousands getting his teeth fixed after A punched him years ago. That's why he talks to the listener. We're probably lying. There's so many lies in books. Don Charles goes, no, I've never. I'm sorry if it sounds a bit like Eubank, but he's got that quite lispy, like, you know, upmarket kind of black guy voice. You see, I've never had a fighter. He makes me very angry. A very angry man. My biological son, Daniel Dubois. Well, look at Tony Lapidus on Instagram. He's extremely funny. He's an impressionist, right? And he's always taking the mick out of Don Charles. But Don Charles claims he never had. He's always brought up a fighter from nothing. Really? I think Daniel Dubois had been in boxing for ages before he took him on your lap. Like, Hay waxed him and knocked his hat off. Like Dylan White knocked Dimitri Salita's hat off. The smaller version of the hat. But if that's true, well, it doesn't sound true. But, I mean, Don Charles is yet another boxing charlatan. Everyone claims to be a boxing trainer. Everyone claims to be the original. And all they do is watch YouTube videos. Back in the day, you'd have to know a bit about boxing to be a trainer. Now they just watch YouTube videos. Is that your casting couch? Any cut chair? There's no cut chair in my house. I've just moved. I'm filming from a different area. I'm going to get a Triple B. I'm going to go professional, get a Triple B background. You know, this is a cut sofa to watch the action. Remember, if you want me to take the mask off, I want a super check for it. The Ginger King. Man Perez fight again UK in October, right? Dark horse of the Cruiserweight division. So he's old though. He's always been a dangerous guy. I've heard weird stories about him fighting guys in backstreet fights in Miami. I don't know if that's true. Big John has hit the gym recently. What kind of gym, right? Is that like a euphemism for the Chinese takeaway gym? He's a pig, he is. And he's always, you know, he's always posting stuff like, oh, I'm going to lose weight here. Here's a picture of some cucumbers and a kipper. Because I'm going to lose weight. And he never does. He gets fatter. Terrible Tim Witherspoon was world class. I thought he outpointed Holmes personally. Many people did. And he battered Bruno. He broke many hearts that night. But I remember, you know, he got paid nothing for it. 90 grand for defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Bruno. 90 grand after expenses. He got robbed by Don Kang. But yeah, Tim was awesome. When this moves back, Bruno was a good fight. One of the early fights of Bruno showed a good chin until the final crack. He never showed a good chin. It's a bit of a myth. People say, oh, he had a good chin. It's just that he never went down. He just stayed up like a frozen turkey, getting punched again and again. Well, that's firstly, that's not true. Bone Crusher Smith flattened him. Tyson put him down loads of times. Yeah. And and freezing like an idiot and sitting on the ropes with a stupid look on your face, like he did with Lennox Lewis, is not a good chin. If someone clocks you and you freeze like an idiot, know what I mean, Harry? Get knocked out. Well, you ain't got a good chin. You're at the basement now, Chubby. No, I moved to a different room. In the house. Got bored. I prefer this. Do you prefer this space? I think I'm gonna have like a Triple B poster in the background. What do you think about that? What was that Charlie like last weekend? Got close to any posse? Oh. No, I mean, like, everyone was asking. I'm going to do a video on my weekend because it's nuts, man. I was with my boy. Because I don't want to dox anyone. I was with one of my fans, my boy, and we went to a bunch of clubs in his yard, like in his manor, and everyone kept on. My boy is very big. He's bigger than Jalay Jang. No joke. And everywhere I was swaggering with the big man behind me, everyone thought I was a dealer. No one asked me for ID. They're asking everyone else for ID. It's not because I look old. It's literally because, you know, they think the bouncers like look at the floor. They see the size of my man's and the triple B, and they just wave me in. And in the club and in the bars, all people asked me for was Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. I said, what is it, man? Why do you think I'm a drug dealer? Yeah? Why do you think I'm a drug dealer? But no, I didn't actually do much. This Brazilian dude came up to me and goes, hey, man. I said, hello. He goes, hey, I'm looking for someone. I said, oh, is that right? Is that right? Who are you looking for? He goes, I'm looking for a guy called Charlie, man. And I was like, oh, okay, Charlie. I said, yeah, I know him. I know him. He goes, can you introduce me to Charlie, man? And I was like, I know what this guy wants. And he's talking in riddles. And I'm enjoying it. So I just played along. I said, yeah, I might be able to put you in touch with Charlie. And he goes, can I meet him now? And I said, I don't think so, bro. Not tonight, bro. Wrong night. Charlie's not around tonight, homeboy. He's not coming out tonight. He's like, oh, okay, man. It was I don't know if Brazilians actually say man, but I like it. The Latino goes, hey, man. Hey, man. Did you see that video I did? People thought I was lying, but I recorded it of BDA Boxing. He's a big boxing channel. And he read out my quote verbatim. Base boxing basement shares the Gay J. He actually read verbatim. You can look on my shorts. The Gay J had his body smashed by AKA Skids, and he's never recovered. I don't know if this guy's talking English, which is quite funny because English obviously ain't his first language. Yeah, LJB. Yes, Philip. That guy got Chad Ergovich. I take all the women. I beat David, the big block, the big buck, PD chief. It was not even the PD chief. The referee gave David Adegay. He was using his head with his big cornrows and braids and rubbing it in the cut. He's rubbing his hands up and down. He used his elbow. He got no warnings. The only person to get a warning was the Geiger Chad. And the commentary were going nuts, going, oh, Adelaide is landing. Oh, he's hurting. No, he didn't. The Geiger Chad just sat there going, bing, 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 and walked back. Because he's got a chin of concrete. I saw one of the videos of Big John the other day when he said, imagine, I haven't even started to read it, but imagine the toilet that he uses. Imagine the stink after the toilet. I was crying with laughter when he said that. Thanks, bro, man. I love to help the funds, man. Remember, this is a show for the funds. Skybet stole the Triple B's tagline, which is for the funds, only for the funds, and they stole it. And not only that, I saw a Bet365, like advert during when I was watching YouTube. And what do they say? They say like, oh yeah, sit back and watch the action. No joke. I couldn't record it. I was trying to record it. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. Just sit back and enjoy the action, which everybody knows is another Triple B tagline talking about the cuck Otawalin. So you know they'll watch the show, man. Everybody in Britain. Oh, sorry. Everybody in Britain thought Bruno was smashed Witherspoon. I don't necessarily agree. They never heard of Witherspoon. They all fed into that. Oh, you mean the normies and the casuals? Yeah, no doubt. But the people that knew boxing, I was like a little toddler. I didn't, and I just loved Bruno. I had found Bruno boxing, and I watched that. And I was, but I remember reading an article on Witherspoon. I was like, he seems kind of cool. But yeah, it's funny, right? Because my brother come in and goes, oh, Witherspoon, I didn't watch it, but I was too young, so I wasn't allowed to stop and watch it. And my brother come in the next day and go, oh, by the way, Witherspoon killed Bruno. And I took it literally. I thought he meant he actually killed the freaking Bruno. I was like, oh, I was so upset. But there you go. Geiger Chad, you're bringing on guests on the couch. That's not a bad idea, man. But then I don't like people to know where the basement is, so I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Who do you think Geiger Chad over should fight next? I think he's either going to fight for the world title, So Usyk or whatever, Joseph Parker for the WBO. But Itama is the one they're talking about. Unfortunately, despite Gagachad's amazing chin, you know, and the problem is with Gagachad, he spends so much time in his Croatian castle in the tower, bringing women up and down and mating with them. Because all of Croatia, all the women in Croatia want to mate with Ergovic. So, you know, he spends most of his time with his assistant, Mirko. I'm going to do a video on it. With his assistant, Mirko, right? That, you know, his legs might be exhausted. But Italma is going to be the fight. Unfortunately, I do believe Italma will be too accurate, will cut his face up. He won't drop Philip. And if he does, it's very impressive. I don't think he'll drop Philip. We'll stop him like knockout. He will cut him up, though. I do think, unfortunately, because Philip's got such a good chin, because he knows he's a Geiger Chad, that he will, you know, he neglects defense, doesn't he? And he hits, but he doesn't hit that hard. Yeah. And I believe Itama will cut him up and he'll be stopped in 5 rounds, probably. Unfortunately. I think I should fight who gets the most women's. Well, that's not Gage, then, is it? You're obviously not going to fight Gage. I don't know about Itama. I've never heard of Itama's, you know, private life with regards to women's. Hopefully, he keeps it on the quiet, because anybody with any intelligence, and I'm going to give Itama credit, he's got a lot of maturity, and you know, for an alleged 20-year-old guy. And he knows he can keep his personal life and his boxing life separate. So, has Sam Sorrell been in Notting Hill Carnival? Yeah. Actually, funny enough, I talked to Sam, and I said, "You go to Notting Hill Carnival?" He goes, "No." He goes. I said, "Why not?" He goes, "Well, you know, there's so many beautiful black guys, muscular black guys, but I once went to the Notting Hill Carnival, and one of the black guys took me in the toilet and then he robbed me. I thought he was going to give me a blowjob." So Sam doesn't go anymore because he's scared. Do you hate little fighters? I don't hate little fighters, but they're bums. You know, they are bums. You can't compare. You can't, you know, weight divisions. If boxing was pure, there'd be no weight divisions. I've said this 100 million times if I've said it once. And they will. They've only invented it so the midgets, the cocks, could have a chance. Otherwise, what? You're going to get Sonny Edwards fighting Filip Ergovic? Philip would eat him like he was a Croatian sandwich. I think it's called Chapavi or Chavapi. It's like a sausage sandwich. Brazil is Otto's favorite country. He wants the man and women of Europe to look. Yeah, well, it'll happen, right? It's the cars. The chicks love the car. They love anything that shows money. They want a Chad with a house, with an income, with a thick wallet, yeah, with respect. But you know, women. I mean, I'm not going to generalize about women because most of my girlfriends have been nice and lovely. You know, I'm not hating on them, but there are some women that want a man with money, respect, confidence, good looking, a Chad, good at mating them. You know, they want everything, man. You've got to compromise on something, else you end up with nothing. You know, you get those old women in the club, in the bar, they're still trying to think, oh, we can go out and you know, pull a Chad. But it's too late, man. You've lost your chance. You've been replaced by 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old woman, and you're like 38. And you look like shit because you've done too many sunbeds. Adam Smith definitely has a coach. Oh, no doubt. I mean, apparently Tyson Fury and Shane Fury went over to his crib and inspected his quarry. And it was something like 1 millimeter long, and it was cut, and about 0.5 millimeter wide. And they were laughing so much they could barely put the data down in their tablet. So, how many boxing events have you seen live? I've seen 10 live. Oh shit, man! I mean, no joke. If you include amateur boxing, over 100. No problem. No problem. Probably more. I enjoyed the action. That's because I take part in it. Yeah, Ergovic is no cup. He's in the action. He ain't watching the action. Okay, who's going to give me a super shekel? Wait, hang on. I haven't put it up. Wait. There you go. All right, now we go. Now we go. Right? Now we go. Now you can super check, buy me a coffee, Litecoin, Bitcoin. Anybody drops me a super check, and I'll take this off. Okay. A lot of comments, which is great. Who do you think? Oops, sorry. Who do you think should be one between Goodman and Ball recently? First I'm watching it, I won 17-11 Ball. Really? No, I had Goodman winning by 2 rounds. And yeah, I put a bet on Goodman at 7-1 on points, but genuinely, you know, you got to be honest with yourself. The one thing I hate is when people they haven't got the self-awareness, and they will go, oh, they put a bet on, or they've got their favorite fighter, and they'll be like, oh, he won. I said, well, but in this case, no, I actually thought Goodman won by 2 rounds, and that was disgraceful scorecards. Even you change location. Yes and no. I mean, I'm in the same house, but I'm in a different part of the house because I got bored of the cup chair, and Otto will never get bored of the cup chair. But yeah, I got a bit bored. I wanted to change the scenery. Do you like it? I prefer this, man. It's sort of like laid back. We laid back. Maloney's very observant. Maloney is very observant. Retro, look, different location. No, as I said, yeah, it is different location, but it's within the same, complex. It's just a different area. I got bored. I mean, to be honest, I think I'm going to go more professional. I've had people, when I say people, you get a lot of fake ones, right? That give you emails saying, oh, we want to sign you up to promote our products. But if you see a generic email like Gmail or .cz email, you know they're just full of shit. But I've had a few from genuine companies that want me to do an affiliate link and promote them. And so, obviously they've watched the videos. They know I'm controversial, but they just want the sales. So it's very possible that I'll get a sponsor soon. So that's interesting, man. Shit, I think I need to drain the lizard already. Call me crazy. I thought Ball outlanded Goodman, landing more shots combinations when inside. Goodman had a good jab, footworking, chin, but he didn't do enough, too patient. Well, as Adam Smith says, it's how you see it, isn't it, Barry? It's how you see it. I disagree with you. You may have been, I know you know your boxing, but you might have been influenced by the commentary, which is always terrible and pro-British. The huge leather sofa, the leather cuck sofa. The Thomas chin needs to be tested. If rumors are true, he's been sparring heavyweights like his chin will be checked. Let's see. But he doesn't fight like somebody's chinny, does he? He just comes out and bangs. So I think his chin will be all right. Not like his brother, who's a bum. The carnival's awful. Stabbings, robbery, people chitting in guns. Oh, and also like the police, right, who are going to be looking after people, are sitting there getting twerked and rumping. And there's even like some batty-bang, and he's like doing some kind of, break dancing instead of like actually policing the event. Sam Stroller was to introduce real migration because the African robbed him at the LGB North Carnival. Exactly. Peter Richards, hey Peter, thank you for your messages. Obviously I heard, I'm sorry, that long message about the problems you've had with your relatives and girlfriends. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. But that's why they don't want to fight. They know Ergovich will cut, like you said, 5 rounds. I believe so. But I think Ergovich basically, I think he's confident. He's a Chad. I think he will want, if the payday is big enough, he'll take it. But Batman, or is that Del Boy? No, man. And it's not Batman, Johnny. It's triple Batman. A time Victoria White Sounds, we question validity of how real it was. Half shots were on the guard, half on the back of the head, yet no major channels points out. Yeah, people say it was on the back of the head, but if you turn your head like that all the time, right, when someone throws a shot, if you turn your head like that, it's not surprising you're going to get hit in the head. It's illegal to turn around and present the back of your head. So I've got no problem with it. I thought it was legitimate. Dillian White just got smoked, Iron Fist, what's up, brother? Hello to Itomba is fighting fixed fights. He's establishment. Oh, he's certainly the establishment chosen one. He's the Gay J replacement. He's clergy plan. Without further ado, Sugar Shane Fury, the breeding bull. Is he in the house? Where's Sugar Shane? The breeding bull. Yeah, they need to put him on Savannah Marshall and make a heavyweight champion. Do you think Ugandan Ukas bunts violate how to go to Pastor Dr. Mati Sempa Rehabilitation Center for those who ruptured rectums? Actually, I really like Pastor Dr. Martin Sempa. He's real, he's funny. Do you know he's married to a mugshot who came over as a missionary? But I will give him a pass because, you know, two reasons I'll give him a pass. Number one, you know, Dr. Martin Sempa is not actually fully African. His dad, this is weird. I think I mentioned it in the last live. His dad is of Indian origin in Uganda. And when Idi Amin took over, and a lot of the Africans resented the Indians having all the shops and stuff like that. When Idi Amin, who by the way was not a bad boxer, apparently he offered Muhammad Ali out, obviously not in Hammer, but Idi Amin threw out all the Indians, and most of them came to the UK, right? So Pastor Dr. Mati Sempa, his father is Indian and his mother's Ugandan, which is weird. I found that out, man. What do you know about that, homeboy? Guys like True Geordie and others are calling people haters, questioning how proven Itam is. How long has the British hype been done over and over again? Bruno Hyde, Harrison Price. Well, exactly. I mean, you know, I do think Itam was legit, to be honest. He impressed me a lot more than them other guys. What are your thoughts on Ade Olapido? He's a nonsense. No, I'm joking. He doesn't know nothing about boxing, you know. And it was hilarious when he did an intro to the fight. He kept on going about it was in Manchester, England, and he kept on going on about how the fight was in Manchester. No, sorry, their dads fought in Manchester, but they didn't. Not the first fight. He was talking about the first fight they fought in, I think, in Birmingham, England. He knows nothing about boxing. Everyone goes, oh, but he's a nice guy. Like I said, my cousin is a retard, a genuine retard, but he's really lovely. But that, what does that mean? He should be on DAZN introducing everything? Well, he'd probably be better than Smith and Adalopido. I agree with Michael. Goodman beat Bull clearly. Yep. I'm gonna have to join the Lizard very shortly. Oh, come on, man. Oh, I saw Dave Allen. Oh, thank you, Peter Richards, for the £2 super check. So we're going to take this off after I take Jane the Lizard. Dave Allen, 19 sold £6, training well, feeling ill. Is that a good weight for him? By the way, he mentions the Triple B. I'm going to do I think it was Boxing Classics. Asked him a question on live and said, you should come on Triple B Live, Base Boxing Basement. He goes, oh, yeah, I never heard of it, but I might do. I'm surprised he's never heard of me because everyone else has. I mean, like Fury, Coogan, all these people. I have to say, Alan looked fat and out of shape. Okay. Oh, my boy Fergus. Oh, that's very well. No. Thank you, man. Hey up, Triple B. Nice to see you back. You're watching Misfit Saturday. Also, who's under the mash? I will show you in a minute. Firstly, I'm going to drain that damn lizard. Yeah. And then I'm going to come out and I'll take the mask off. But I want people to guess who is under the mask. Who is under the mask? Let me train the lizard. I want to hear the fans discuss who could be under the mask. Who could be under the mask? I wonder who could be under the mask. Sorry, guys. I had a couple of drinks before it was a lovely day. I haven't got my drink on, but I had a couple of drinks, you know. I've been doing well, by the way. I've got a date. I'll tell you about how I cut 3 guys with their women. 3 guys with their women. 3 guys came in with 3 women. Every woman come and talk to the Triple B. Every woman came to talk to the Triple B and asked for my number. What do you know about that, man, boy? All right. Okay, let's do it, man. Let's do the reveal. Okay, let's see what people have said. Sorry, Skinner. Oh, don't be silly, man. Thank you. It's very generous to give me anything, brother. Bless you. I ain't G-Man are the most normal. I never watched G-Man. My money is on auto. And yep, they're horrible pages. The normal idiots I work with have two topics of conversation: football and fantasy football. They made me say, "What you mean they didn't talk about Strictly Come Dancing?" Anyway, check this. Hey guys, don't be so ignorant. Okay, guys. Okay, we all bleed the shame. Of course, it's Otto. Otto the Cup. Of course, it's Otto the Cup. Right. I think it's about time for this, right? Let's see if Otto can do the juju stick. Yeah, Shane Mongos. Shane Mongos. Shane Mongos. Let's see if he turns up. G-Man can be base at times, but nowadays he's selling out. It's clear he wants to be in the mainstream. He has to sell out. Yeah, unfortunately you do, but I would never do that. That's one thing you can guarantee about Triple B. I would never sell out. Never. Because I do this for the funds. I do this for the fun. I ain't, I'm not interested in selling out. That'd be against all my principles. So F sellouts, F shadow banning, F YouTube. Football's utter turd. Football's utter turd. Take it off. I have, but you sound a bit like the court inspector, the royal court inspector, Tyson Fury, going, get it out, how big's your car? So what the weird thing is, right? And Goober's, like, he kept looking, he's a good-looking chubby, isn't he? No, he isn't. He looks like a giant buck. A steroided up giant buck with a stupid look on his face and a low IQ. And then he goes, and then he goes, and he's always going about in Gooby's Corey, but okay, this is going to sound weird, but the reality is when he's seeing Gooby weigh in, he doesn't, there's nothing there, man. I was right, a gentle. Otto, of course it's Otto. We all bleed the shame. Okay, to be racist is so ignorant. Make sure you take the jibber jabber to protect the old peoples. Okay, guys. Tony Bellin's Instagram is Comedy Golden, man. Getting rinsed in his comments for saying Tommy Robinson. Well, the thing is about Tommy, right? Now, he is bought by Izza, but he wasn't originally. And he still makes some good points. And he absolutely rinsed and destroyed Tony Bellend. Tony Bellend is Illuminati. He wore a T-shirt with it on and he's done the symbols. Tony Bellend is a Bellend. Yeah. A hypocrite. Charlie Parsons. Oh, well, wait till about Charlie. What do you want to know about him? He said he'd come on the channel, but he hasn't shown any willingness yet. He's trying. He's not the sharpest tool in the box, so he's trying to. He would go, "Oh, come to a show. I'll give you 2 tickets." I said, "No. Hey, firstly, it's at Ireland, this show, and Chubby stays in his basement. Thirdly, or secondly, after threatening me and me pointing out you're 5'8", overweight, and you've never boxed, and I would iron you out, he's probably looking to invite me to a show and get a couple of giant bucks to try and intimidate me. But if, firstly, they won't. Secondly, to be fair to Charlie, after being trying to get hard and that, he's young as well, right? He was quite polite, so he might come on. I don't have Charlie passes on. It'd be a bit of a weird one, though. I mean, I don't know, but whatever, man. You've got to say if you're watching Misfits. I am. I'm going to do a live, but it's a pay-per-view. You believe that shit? It's pay-per-view to watch a bunch of guys. Darren Till, I actually think is probably one of the better boxers on Misfits. Who's he fighting, Till? Someone remind me, who's Darren Till fighting? Oh, Luke Rockhold, right? Is that his name? He was an ex-UFC fighter who tried bare knuckle, got smoked, And then he started complaining, oh, bare knuckles not a real sport. It's stupid. It's just about a violence. It's not about a sport. And I said, yeah, because you got smoked, you pussy hole. Darren Till will win that easily. And they got Tony Ferguson. You know Tony? Yeah, I like Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson, UFC fighter. Unfortunately, he got bad luck. Never got Habib. Never got a proper title shot. I think he was interim, but what does that mean? And then he got smoked by Justin Gaethje and other people. And you know, he's obviously CTE. But I like the way, you know, his wife was possessed by a demon. Yeah, she was possessed by a demon. So he covered her in a holy water to cleanse her, and she rang the police, the grass. Iron Fist, G-Man has been parroting Hatman's take many times, especially against Fury. Well, it's just gone too far. These guys, I like Fury, rubbed the granny or something. I mean, I don't follow any of these channels. I really don't. So I don't even know who these idiots are. So I genuinely don't know. Thomas infiltrated the BNP and called them racist. Well, you know. Super Puppy Parsons says, my man Judah. Oh, I guess the juju stick didn't work with Shane Bongos, but he may appear. Puppy Parsons. I mean, he's very lucky to get where he is. I don't know where he came from, right? He had some TikTok channel, but that doesn't mean, why did he come to boxing from TikTok? Because he don't box. He never boxed. You know, there's nothing about boxing. I mean, nor does Adam Smith, nor does most of the idiots. In fact, Darren Barker, who's a world champion, ABA champion, and so on, who should know about boxing, doesn't seem to know about boxing. Isn't that weird, man? The thing is, right, you will get guys, I think Frotch was one of them, who are boxers and successful boxers, but they never, and they box at a very high level, but they never watch boxing. They're not that interested. Carl Frotch always said, I don't watch boxing. I ain't interested, man. No, don't go to Ireland. Of course I'm not going to, bro. This is kind of very, you know, I have to pay to get over there, go over to something, and they go, hi, Charlie, can I have me tickets? I mean, I'm not that desperate. Come on, man. He must think that I'm some kind of bum. Fergus. Misfits will be entertainment. Salt Pappy fights Ferguson. Oh, is he fighting Tony? Because Salt Pappy's quite good. I mean, as I remember, because I remember watching one Misfits and saying, this fat guy is quite good. Maybe other people can fill me in, but yeah, I'm going to watch. I'm going to do it live on its pay-per-view, though, stupid. David GPS, hello, brother. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Triple B show. No decent boxing commentary now since early 2000s. Yeah, I miss Jim Watt. You remember when Jeremy McClellan was being beaten into a coma? He's quit, Rage. He's quit. He's also about left hook. And yeah, I miss Jim Watt. Glenn McCrory was good. They've been got rid of. And they've been replaced by bums like Adjective Adam Smith, who just go, moo. And Katie Taylor. Tough. Tempestuous. Irish icon. Katie Taylor. Probably Ireland's best ever athlete. It's like, we're not interested, man. Talk about the boxing. Tell us how whack she is, because she is whack. Let's knock her out in 30 seconds. So would anyone decent. No, not even anyone decent. I'm not decent. But I would knock out that bum in a round. It's awful. Tom Robinson knocked the bloke out and got in his face. It was on camera. Police still arrested him when he got off the plane. No charges now. Yeah, he's but what is it? I mean, that's part of the game, right? That's part of the game. They will still do things like arrest you and persecute you. A, to stir other people up. B, to make it look like this guy controlled opposition as legitimate, which he's not. He was, and he's brave and he's bright, but he's bought, you know, he went for the money. They control you by two ways: threats and money. Yeah, you do what we say, or we mess up your life, like Fury, and we take away your money. But if you do what we asked to do, like Tyson Fury kissing a Battimans in the club, oh, you can now earn millions and wear some Versace clothes. A fighter that doesn't watch boxing just be super focused on what they do. Yeah, I'm not hating on it, but it's quite weird because a lot, you know, most boxers I know are kind of obsessed with boxing, and that's why they got into it. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate on it. It's just quite an interesting dynamic, right? Okay, guys, Iron Fist, Philip Fury did the boxing community a huge favor by driving the LDBC insane. Oh, he's a racist. I mean, why'd you care about the color of somebody's skin? I'll always be grateful for him for that. I support Usyk, but the hate against Fury went way too far. Yeah. I mean, it's typical, right? One day they hate you, one day they love you. One day they love you, one day they hate you. It's just, it's not just a modern thing, but it's especially a modern thing. They didn't like Fury because antics outside the ring. They loved him years before. Reactionary fans, hypocrites, normies, idiots. Ah! Where's the stick? No. Bongos. What do we get, man? What do we get, homeboy? Shane Bongos in the mother crushing house. There you go. What do you know about that, homeboy? What do you know about that, homeboy? Thank you very much, Shane. As usual, great to see you on the show. Is Kirsty coming? Is she with you? Is she going to make you a nice, in honor of the Geiger Chad Filip Ergovic, is she going to make you a Croatian Chapavi Sangovic? And if not, why? And will she come on the show and make some comments? Tell us, bro. It's great to see you, by the way. Fury's record is very good, just not amazing. That's true. Could have done better, kind of wasted time. I totally agree with that. The inactivity between Wilder 2 and 3 hurt him a lot. He could have fought more if he wanted. Yeah, and he's also like, he's one of them guys, as I said many times, I've got the pimp stick out. Thank you, Shane, and everyone else who give cash money. The pimp stick comes out. And I'll do the dance. If I get another one, I'll do the dance. Now, you know what? You see this, right? You see this? Look at this. It's awesome, man. You can fit this in a bag, right? And it's a stick. You can also use it as a club. In the club, for a club. You see that? Yeah. But Tyson Fury, like I said, when he's really up for a fight and trains hard, he looks like one of the best ever. When he doesn't, he gets put over by guys like Nevian Pajkic and, you know, looks awful against Ngubu, you know, that ginormous buck. So, you know, you got to recognize that Fury is very temperamental. And sometimes you will look awesome, sometimes you'll look whack. And I do believe he's a waste of talent. But on the other hand, you know, it's like you need more than talent. You need it up here, right? There are guys that are, you see guys in the gym that are super talented, and you're like, wow, that guy's got some skills. He's got power, you know, or speed, athleticism, and he looks good in sparring. And sometimes you see them school an experienced fighter, but they do nothing with their talent. They might have one amateur fight and then fade away and sell crack. So. Kane Dingle. Should be my favourite being restored in the fight game, knowing Big John Fury is not as fast as the other Big John. I want to see them fight. I've never seen John Fisher throw a punch, but I've seen John Fury throw a punch, and he's so whack. I mean, he goes, I still got it. And he's like this. He's never stopped a single fight. How can you be a heavyweight pro, have 20 fights and never stop a single fighter? Barker is terrible, one of the worst commentators ever, and his accent is bad. I mean, so bad. Butthead Barker. And he copies my phrases, you know? Like, it wasn't originally my phrase, but I always rep Prince Nazim for saying, you've seen it for yourself, Gary. The punching power's there, the speed, the accuracy. So I use that phrase a lot. But tongue in cheek, but, you know, Naz started it, you know, the Prince. But, you know, it's like Barker, after this video on him, he stopped saying, oh, beautiful, Joe. Oh, lovely left hook, every single shot. Oh, she got a left hook like Joe Frazier. You know, just some bum like Ellie Scotty. And then he started going, oh, his accuracy there. Look at him, his accuracy, his speed's there. He's got the power as well. I'm not going, I know you're watching, Darren. You're probably watching now, you bum. You look like Beavis and Butthead. and I don't disrespect your achievements, but you have no chin. You're a bum at commentating, and you didn't deserve the world title. Sorry, bro. I mean, what you think? You think in the real era you would have won a world title? No, you're a bum. You're like Beavis and Butthead, and I'm calling you out for BKFC. Baghdadi Paddy is obviously. Is this like Dave Caldwell's alias account? Get them underpants off, lad. Yeah, no one's called up. Like Porky, like I said many times, did a great job, including putting out adverts about like Caldwell's nonsense, and he had 3 boxers on his channel who as witnesses. Remember? And unfortunately, I think one of them has passed away, Luke Smedley. Yeah, and they all said the same. And I thought, why is this guy not being nicked or interviewed? Well, because he's part of the establishment. That's why. He's probably part of them secret handshake club. I bet a Gad sits and whacks up over all the interviews he's done with women boxers. I can't stand that guy, man. Like, I'm not a hater, not at all. I give people props if they deserve it, but that piece of shit, man. He's a pervert. He doesn't know shit about boxing. He knows about polo, but there's no money in polo. Because no one watches polo, right? The Telegraph polo journalist. I don't even know if they follow it anymore. Imagine, I don't know nothing about polo. Has anyone ever played polo? You know what I'm talking about? On the horse, you're on a horse, and you got a big stick, yeah, like a big club, like a big croquet club, and you hit a ball. They have an Indian version, apparently, or Pakistani version, where they use people's heads, or Turkish maybe, and they play the game but with their enemies' heads. But yeah, I mean, so that's where his background is, man. The guy should go on Celebrity Big Brother. Well, don't worry, because I won't watch that, man. I hope you go on Celebrity Come Dancing. Or Strictly Come Dancing, whatever it's called. Free supplies me for a lot of reasons. Yeah, agreed. But he definitely contributed to it. Sniffing coke, drinking, getting fat did not help at all. Yeah, it's true, but he's a complex guy, and it's quite good to have different characters in boxing. You get guys that are like Holyfield. Now, obviously, he's the biggest PED cheat and a piece of shit, but he was so focused, so low IQ. His head even changed shape. He did so much HGH, and he called really unimaginatively. I think it was with Victor Conte, and he called himself Evan Fields. Like, we can't wind that one out, and he's been busted. And people still think, he's the greatest. He's so tough. We got ironed out by Riddick Big Daddy Bo. Who else smashed him? Where's me phone? Like, Holyfield's one of the most cheating, but also overrated fighters there is. Yeah, he's very tough. Of course he is. But when the people don't understand, when you do PEDs, it toughens you up. It makes your chin better. It makes you take a punch better, as well as making your muscles better. So Evander Holyfield. Who knocked him out? Well, Vitor Belfort knocked him out. I remember before that fight, I was like, "Oh no, he looks terrible. He's about almost 60, and some idiot for whatever it was, Triller was going. Oh, he looks as good as he did in the old days. Yeah, right. Evander Holyfield is one of the biggest frauds of all time because of his cheating. I'm not saying he's not a good boxer. I'm not saying he's not tough. But my point is, if you had Holyfield's attitude, right, and you were Tyson Fury, then you might be one of the best ever. But you cannot separate athleticism, skills with mental capacity. Do you get me? Big John Fisher was on the pads. Oh, no way, man. I'd like to see that. I bet he was whack. Big John would probably knock him out, probably, because mainly because John Fury said, well, I'd knock John Fury out. All these guys would knock him out. That's why he never fights. And Mickey Thiel would probably, well, he at least beat him on points, fitness, but he didn't take it on. Yeah, he's claimed to have 100 bare knuckle fights on the out road, but with 100 knockouts. Now that's impossible. It's like them idiots you meet that tell you that, oh, I used to box as an amateur. What is your record? Oh, which club did you box for? Oh, a few clubs. Oh, okay. What is your record? I have 12 wins, 11 KOs, and 1 draw. He's that kind of liar. He's a bum. I saw a trailer for the Naz film. It looks nothing like Hammer. Oh, I've actually done the audio for that video on the film. It looks terrible. It's full of agendas. It's full of lies. Brendan Ingram was a huge liar as well. He always made up these stories. Oh, I were on the bus and I see this little Pakistani kid, and these 4 racists are attacking him. He's beating them all up, and I was like, well, number one, if you're on a bus, how do you know these guys are racist? Number two, there is no way on earth, it doesn't matter how good you are, that a small lad, aged 9, can beat up 4 guys. That's a Teddy Atlas school of lies, right? So he made up all these lies, and so Naz never said he got any racist abuse, but because Sheffield is quite multicultural, but that's what they'll play that. The funny thing is, the young Nazim in the film looks like Naz, and then he suddenly becomes really pale and looks nothing like Naz. He completely changes color. He's an Egyptian dude I've never heard of, right? But he looks Persian. Anyway. It was funny when Dillian White went to Barry Jones, Darren Barker, and Bart shit himself. Oh, did he? Barry Midget actually stood up. I didn't see that. All I saw was Thomas Triber. Thomas, the Triber. Yeah. And he shit himself. He didn't want to go over to Dylan. And he went, oh, I'm really sorry. It was a genuine mistake. Like I had it written down, and I'm sorry. It just came out of my mouth. And like, no, it didn't, man. You either had nonsense in the mind, or you did it on purpose, man. Goth Duma. Big John Fisher with John Field at Wembley Stadium. We're better than Jake Bum and Stank Dave. Well, that's an exhibition. They've already said that. If it happens, it's a joke. I don't want to talk about. I haven't even bothered making a video about that. It's so stupid. Put John Field again and Celebrity Big Brother. Yeah, he'll probably boom him. He'll boom him. He'll boom him. Where's Emperor Michael gone? I don't know. Who cares? He's probably in prison for noncery, or he's in section. I mean, I gave him a chance. I helped him out. And like the Brazil nut-headed, low IQ idiot mood, he turned. After me helping people out, there's a few guys like that. I've helped them out. I've given them money. I've given them good advice. I bigged up their channel, and they turn. He turned because he goes, and Sonny goes, you remember I had a live, you can still see it, it's up there. Sonny Edwards, who I give credit to, because at least he had the balls. Yeah, he was completely, I had him by the nuts. I had him by his little nuts, but I could have exposed him a week before the world title fight for making all kinds of odd comments. Oh, me, I feel, yeah. And laughing at suicidal people, laughing at child abuse. I could have destroyed that idiot, but I let him off the hook, and he gave me £80. He bragged me, and I was like, okay. But that's not why I let him off the hook. He private messaged me, and he was quite nice. And I thought, everyone's allowed a chance. And anyway, so it was Emperor Michael and Sonny, and they both came on the live. And Emperor Michael will be training for a fight with Nicky Smedley, right? Who does unlicensed up north, right? And he was meant to fight him that weekend, but Nicky had issues and he had to pull out, and that's fair enough. And then so Emperor Michael was fit; he was meant to fight, and then Sonny, who was outweighed by 40 to 50 pounds by Michael, said, okay, come down my gym and spar on my live. And Emperor Michael said, I need 3 months, Sonny. I need 3 months, Sonny. And I said to him, Michael, you're fit. You just been given a chance to spar a world champion, which he was at the time, who weighs 50 pounds less than you, and I have it filmed, which you can reignite your channel with, right? But you won't do it. He went, Triple B, you do it. Why don't you do it? And I said, well, I'm not the one who's offering people out. Who's offering, I'm not the one who's bragging. And I don't need 3 months to spar Sonny. I need 3 months, Sonny. I need like 5 minutes. I'll be over at Sonny's gym. Because I'm too big, man. But, Sonny smoked, waxed, and showed up Emperor, and then he got all upset at me. He kept on switching off his phone, and then he'd come back on. He's a pussy hole anyway. I don't want to talk about that idiot. How many boxers have you met? I mean, thousands, bro. Even before I had, any amateur fight, I lived in London, right? So you meet a lot of boxers. I used to go to all the clubs. I mean, all of them, man. Okay, it's better to say the ones that I haven't met and that I wanted to meet. I wanted to meet Mike Tyson. Never happened. I met Lennox Lewis several times. Lloyd Hunnigan, obviously. You know, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubanks, Senior. You know, Barry McGuigan. I mean, it's endless. But the ones that I wanted to meet and hang out with was Mike Tyson. Never happened. Tyson Fury, I've never met. I'd love to hang out with Tyson Fury. I met Ricky Hatton. You know, Ricky, he only drinks champagne and Guinness. And if people say, can I buy a drink? He goes, you look tough, don't you, Triple B? I said, sorry. He goes, if I found you in bed with me wife, I'd tuck you in. And he goes, can I have a champagne? I go, no, you can't, man, you cheeky piece of shit. My boy Jarrod from Australia. Your Botox isn't working. Wrinkles. Well, that's the Otto disease, man. It's called bad genes and too much old drilling. Holyfield's boxing most roided fighter ever. Him and Bruno, yeah, and obviously Gay J. Bruno was absolutely roided to the gills, and this is in MLS they didn't even test. I believe I'm not wrong in saying this, but please comment if I'm wrong. The first fighter to fail a test was for marijuana. And I remember Greg Haugen, Hector Camacho, when they got banned for marijuana. And funnily enough, Muhammad Ali, the nonce, by the way, the nonce, who smashed a 12-year-old and impregnated a 15-year-old who had a child. Yeah, the Saint Ali, the woman beater, the nonce. Yeah, he failed a drug test too for diuretics or diuretics, which is basically a way to lose weight quickly. So those were the first ones, but no one ever tested for steroids or you know, tests or PDs or HGH until Axel Schultz vs Franz Botha, and Botha beat Schultz for the IBF title, but he got found out for steroids and failed the test, and they stripped him. But Axel Schultz was obviously the biggest roider. He had a huge brow on him as well. He definitely beat Foreman, but the main thing is this: Axel Schultz was a scumbag. You know, he worked for the Stasi. You know what the Stasi are? They're the East German secret police. So when he was boxing as an amateur, he was representing the Stasi. Therefore, he was grassing up his own people. Yeah? He was a spy. He was a grass and an informer. Have you seen Bruno, This Is Your Life? Yeah, it's one of the most creepiest things I've seen, bro. Naz and family was popular in Sheffield. They suffered narration, of course. I mean, Naz never mentioned it, and nor did his dad, and nor did any of the brothers. But according to the film and Brendan Ingle, they were the victim of wasted violence. Barker was a decent fighter. Imagine if he was throwing on the Triple G. Okay, Lee. What's up, Lee? It's something creepy and self-learning about these trainers who focus on the children of immigrants. They remind me of the predatory fetishism in the middle class have of people of color, TM. Yeah, like, you know, the guy that was in Holby City? Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch it, but I read the article, right? So his daughter, his pretty blonde daughter, had a African boyfriend and invited him to their Christmas. And he's sitting there arrogantly swaggering. And he fed her so much drugs that she died. And he filmed her while she was dying. And he laughed at it. And imagine not protecting your daughter. Everything is racist. Everything is racist. If I get fat, it's because food I eat is racist towards. Yeah, hello, Ghost Liverpool. No success. No second chance for snakes, bro. They don't reserve your time. Yeah, thanks, bro. Unfortunately, I'm quite forgiving. It's partly because as a Christian, you're told to forgive. And I think I'm a bit naive and like to see the best in people, which is why I got stitched up so many times. Am I dead at HOB never? Have I missed most of the line? Well, you missed an hour, blood, but it's all right. It's all good. Barker brother, much better. Died in the car crash, unfortunately. However, okay, yeah, of course it's sad. Gary Barker. I believe he fell asleep at the wheel. I don't know who's looking after. He wanted to see his girlfriend. He fell asleep at the wheel. I don't know who's looking after him, but I you know, it's a shame. I don't get controversial, but he shouldn't have been at the wheel, I guess. would you have picked? Oh, great boxing knowledge. Triple G or Dmitry Pirog. Whoa. You remember Dmitry Pirog was amazing. He knocked out, was it Jacobs? Is it Martin Jacobs or whatever? Is it Martin Jacobs? I think I've got his name wrong. Something Jacobs. Danny Jacobs, maybe? Whatever. And yeah, he was super fighter, but he had so many injuries, he had to retire. Yeah. We have our first female. Sup, Sir Triple W. Yeah, how are you? Sonya Blade wins. Fatality. Sonya Blade's fatality was whack in the original Mortal Kombat. It was just a kiss. And it would set a fire, gunfire. Sonya Blade wins. Fatality. But yeah, the best one was Sub-Zero. That was dark. I was a kid, and I'm in the arcades. And there's a fatality. And Sub-Zero rips someone's head off, and the spine's like that. Sonny needs spine ballet time. He would have paid Emperor. I don't know what the truth is, but it just showed the Emperor as a pussy hole. Should be. I thought we were getting Terry Marshall on, but I'm waiting. RO, I haven't seen for a bit, said he was going to get Terry on, but it's not on my hands, brother. I would love nothing more than get the legendary Terry Marshall. He's one of the most interesting characters. He's intelligent. He was a fireman and a Marine, a world champion. You know, yeah, he's one of the most interesting characters there are. But it's hard to me, man. I don't have no links with him. Sonica Blade. I prefer to call it a Sonny Blade. Never met a celebrity boxer. Well, I mean a well-known boxer or an actual celebrity. I'd like to meet Foreman. Oh, absolutely. Oh, 100% Foreman. He fought in Britain once against Terry Armstrong. I think he KO'd him in round 1 or 2. But yeah, he did come over to the UK, but I wasn't at that show. Yeah, George Foreman, definitely. George Foreman, yeah, he'd have to. There's a good video out, actually. I can't remember who did it. It's about the dark side of your favorite boxers. And Foreman, Frazier, Ali, a bunch of other guys all get utterly shown up. They've all done a bit of wife beating, a bit of graping. It's kind of dark, man. But there's nothing more important than the truth. Nothing more valuable than the truth, even if you don't like it. But I met the only heavyweight boxer I met was Jermaine Franklin. Where did you meet him, bro? Franklin is Chip. Well, I'm at Misfits for this week. Oh yeah, Misfits. I'm interested in their fights. Till, Dennis, Ferguson. I mean, Dennis ain't in box with Dylan Dennis. And the weird thing was when he tried to take down Logan Paul, because when they boxed, Logan Paul stuffed it and reversed it, I think, which is weird because and Dennis also got choked out by a bouncer. But I quite like him, he's quite funny. He absolutely rinsed Jake Paul out. Darren Till's a good boxer. But if I was, who's he fighting? Darren Till. Remind me who he's fighting. But whoever's fighting Darren Till needs to throw hooks. Why? Because Darren Till's eyes are too close together. They're like two currents that are here. So you can see the straight shots and then duck and dive, drip, whoop, but you cannot see the hooks. So who's Darren Till fighting again? Oh yeah, Luke Rockhold. Sorry, I said that before. He'll bash Rockhold up. Darren Till's actually a nice boxer, really nice boxer. Obviously, I love Ferguson, but he's shot, but he should still win. Sugar Robinson was another one beater. Yeah, Maloney's absolutely right. I mean, all these guys, but most people are too simple. They think life is like Star Wars. Good guy and bad guy, and it's that simple. Oh, Muhammad Ali's a great guy. He did so much for, human rights or whatever. Oh, come on, man. He's a nonce and a wife beater. Sonny, have you seen BK or Bare Knuckle on Ice? No way, man. I did in Canada. Of course I did in Canada. They love ice hockey, don't they? But the problem is, right, with ice hockey, I mean, Canadians, right? Ice hockey is actually a great sport to watch, but the puck moves so fast, it's quite hard to follow. And also, like, the amount of equipment you need to even do it, and you need to be somewhere freezing that's got an ice rink. So it's never going to be as popular, even though it's great fun as some of the other sports. And all the it's so weird to see the Canadian guys used to be outdoorsy people, physical, strong, and then they become cucks in one generation. Who's your favorite fighter? Folk Kangs, should we? I assume you mean Duran, Leonard, Hagler and Hearns. Well, the weird thing is it's changed over the years. When I was a youth, I used to really like Sugar Ray. I don't know why, but you're young, you don't know shit. And I bought into the Marvin Hagler's the bad guy thing. It's nonsense. You see all these interviews of Hagler, he's funny. People go, oh, he's moody, he's surly. No, he wasn't. They tried it out with George Foreman as well, because the press like to simplify things. This guy's bad, certainly angry. This guy's lovely, likable. He's the American dream. And a hitman. I met the hitman. People ask me, who have you met? The hitman. I met Tommy the Hitman Hearns. And yeah, it was a bit punchy, but he was lovely. I love his style, you know, and the way his physique. He's a huge, broad shoulders, skinny legs, and he went for the kill. Roberto is funny as well. Not a lot of people know this. Not a lot of people know this. But where's that catchphrase from? Not a lot of people know that. It wasn't a Jimmy Savile thing, was it? But like, not people know that Roberto Duran is actually half American, half Panamanian, because Roberto Duran's father is an American soldier, or was, but he's a Mexican-American soldier. So technically, Roberto Duran is half Panamanian and half Mexican-American. Not a lot of people know that. Well, obviously, he's very happy. I mean, Duran can be bloody vicious. I met him as well, by the way. Another one I met. Duran, he's my favorite. They both got their pros and cons, but I would say Leonard now is at the bottom for me, whereas he used to be at the top. I really like Hagler, and he was so chill after he retired, you know. And he only retired at 32. Unfortunately, he might have made some bad decisions. Tommy the Hitman. I mean, you know, he won titles from welterweight to cruiserweight back in the day. You know, when it was less normal to move up so much in weight. He knocked out Dennis Andreas. Roberto was just super. I mean, for me, my favorite Roberto Duran fight is actually Roberto Duran vs Iron Barkley, because I liked Iron. Again, another guy I met, Iron Barkley, right? I give him some money too because he got robbed, you know, by all his so-called pals. But Iron Barkley looked ginormous. I thought Duran has no chance. And what happened? Duran dropped him and won. That's my favorite Duran fight. Gary Barker, Michael Maloney, boxer night crashed in car. It's very sad, man. It really is. I like I said, I'm not. There probably isn't anyone to blame, but who let him drive back from, you know, a long way away, exhausted, late at night? It's very tragic. Wasn't Peter in a motorbike crash? I don't know. I thought he had just an arm injury. You remember that new Mortal Kombat movies look quite fun. I don't know. I don't watch that. Peter Daniel Jacobs. That's it. Daniel Jacobs, 5 rounds. Great performance. Shame he kept getting injured. Yeah, I've seen Daniel Jacobs box live. Oh, did he message Dave Allen? I did. Well, I didn't message him. I did it. Thank you very much. Boxing Classics HQ asked on Dave Allen Live. I mentioned it earlier. If you weren't there, bro, and I'm going to do a video on it, and said, oh, you should come on Base Boxing Basement. And he said, oh yeah, I can't do a Donny accent, but you know, he was he can't say what he says because he's from Donny, and also he's a bit punchy. But I like him. I like Dave Allen. A lot of heart, good chin, can punch. And he's like, yeah, I don't know how I might do. So I did actually put a comment saying, look, if you want to come on the channel, you're welcome, bro. I gave him a link. I know he'll come back. Chess boxing world champion Terry Marsh, yeah, but that's kind of silly, isn't it? I mean, I've seen that. I'm like, there's some idiot obviously. I know, let's combine the ultimate physical sport with the ultimate mental sport. And we've got, you know, but it's stupid, man. Dennis, if he was not injury pro, would have dominated UFC. Never seen an MMA fights. He's a master wrestler. He is. I will say that I don't know enough about. Wasn't he a Bellator fighter though, right? I'm not saying he wasn't a good wrestler, but the only things I've seen him in is getting choked out by a bouncer and the Logan Paul fight. But I like him. He's funny. Who's a good Russian fighter that disappeared, Pete Richards, in the USA? I think it was Russell Mafia. I heard about it a few years ago. I can't remember, bro. Rocky Fielding's coming back at cruiserweight. He's probably one of the worst world champions ever, along with Barry Jones. Britain seemed to have all these whack world champions. Darren Till's decent. I agree, Michael. He said Misfits paid a fortune. Absolutely fair play to him. Because UFC didn't pay a fortune. He was meant to be a star, but it didn't really happen in UFC. But believe me, Darren Till, for a UFC guy, can really box well. And I'll do it live. Misfits is like the MMA retirement home lately. Yeah, a bit like BKFC, right? Till can box, agreed. Darren Till will batter Tommy Fury. Well, that's why Tommy refuses to fight. Chicken Dindin says he's streamed from Tynes bedsit. Well, apparently he's living in a tent. Duran Dad was military, true, correct. Mexican American. Philly's fighting a guy called Brandon Blanton on Misfits. Oh, it's a Misfits fighter. Brandon Blanton's half decent though, right? He's going to knock out Philly. Should be. What do you think of Ruben Hurricane Carter? Oh, another fake Hollywood story. Oh, the racism, the this, the that. He fought, was it Joey Giardello? And he lost clearly. Was it Joey Giardello? Let me check because I like to get things right, okay? But, yeah, in the Hollywood version, Ruben Hurricane Parker was a nasty bit of work, right? And they say, oh, he got unfairly imprisoned, but there's a lot of evidence, actually, that he didn't, right? And that he belonged in prison. He was a wrongman. He was a violent, aggressive. I think he even slapped up a few women. And let me have a look, right? I believe, I'm right in saying, that he boxed Joey Giardello for the world title, got completely outboxed. What's his name? Tommy Carter, right? Sorry, Ruben. What am I talking about? Tommy Carter. Ruben Carter. And he got completely outboxed by Giardello. Let me check it's Giardello. And then according to Hollywood, it was because of racism. Oh, yeah, Giardello. It was Giardello. Giardello's family sued whoever, MGM, whoever made the film, and won. It's another lie, man. Not a lot of people know that. It was Harry Enfield in terms. Thank you, bro. Didn't Hagler go on to act in low-budget Italian action? Only a few. And they're fairly whack. I think he married an Italian woman and lived in Italy for a bit. Blanton, not Blanton. That's right. But he's a quite decent lifer, right? Biggest waste potential boxer will be Edwin Valera. Well, he still achieved a lot. I don't know. It's quite a hard one. I'd have to think about it because I don't want to say anything stupid. There's a lot of wasted talent in boxing, you know, a lot of wasted talent. Here's the winner at Canelo Crawford. I always said Canelo would win. I think Crawford's overrated. He's had 5 fights in 5 years. He hasn't ever really beaten anyone that good. Errol Spencer's coming off a car crash. Amir Khan is whack and chinny. And he's moving up in weight, but he looks big at weight. Anglo was funny, and John the Beast Mugabe fight was one of my favorite fights. Great fight. I met John the Beast Mugabe as well. What do you know about that, homeboy? Serious. Not Marvin. Never met Marvin. Marvelous Marvin. He actually changed his name to Marvelous Marvin, you know? Robinson protected draw. Wouldn't surprise me. DeGale got delusional Australian about a bare knuckle fight where I know I did a video on it. It's bizarre. This guy, Matty, thought, yeah, I was a bikie. Yeah. I was head of a gang. I got stabbed. I got shot at. Yeah, I was in prison. I've done this. I'll go around killing paedophiles. He's full of shit. He's awful as well. He barely beat Shane Mosley at age about 90. David, what up, brother? Yeah, Pig Eye is still not bad. He is. He's a decent boxer. Slim Jim guy. His Urbish retarded because he keeps singing, let's get down to business. I think that's his catchphrase. I think he learned from Usyk because I very feel. He knows that because he doesn't speak good English, having a catchphrase helps. Right, I'm going to join the lizard again. Remember, while I join the lizard, you can Bitcoin, Litecoin, buy me a Super Shack, buy me a coffee, buy me a beer. I had a few Bud Lights again. And they go through you like, you know, like, I don't want to use that phrase, but they go through you quick. You feel me? Yeah. I quite want to go out now and party, you know. I got a date tomorrow with a redhead. You know what you know about that, homeboy? I managed to cut 3 guys to get their women. Why? Because I'm a Chad. I'm not a cuck like Otto Wallin. Yeah. Right. So, what do you think, man? What do you think? What do you think? Hopefully, I'll do. It's on pay-per-view, isn't it? The Misfits, which obviously I ain't gonna pay for, but I'm gonna try and do, a live. I actually got some plans, but hopefully they'll be over by the time the Darren Till fights. Oh, the Russian fight was originally Russian man who got arrested. I think it was a guy set to fight Billy Joe Saunders, the 5'3" middleweight. Wasn't he Georgian? He's from Georgia, right? I can't remember his name. Yeah, but he was dangerous, man. There's some real funny stories that come out of the prison. Like people try to give him a hard time, and he's battered them. Yeah, really stocky guy, right? The Georgian Mike Tyson. Didn't Hurricane caught this figure guy with a special glass in his face. I heard it, and he's done loads of things. Till's eyes are way too close together. I mean, I think they're closer than anyone that I can think of. But that means that he can, he can avoid the straight shots. He's going to have difficulty seeing the hooks. So look, he's going to bash Rockhold up, isn't it? Huh? Was it some weird cult that got Hurricane Cult released to prison? Yeah, a bunch of Canadian cucks. So cuckoldry in Canada has been going on for years. You know, Trudeau, Justin Trudeau, his dad is alleged to be Fidel Castro. People say, oh, that's stupid, that's a conspiracy. Yeah, except that, Trudeau's father, Pierre Trudeau, was known to be a swinger, and his wife was in Cuba, and they have pictures of them hanging out with Castro. And when she was in Cuba, Trudeau wasn't there. And that's when she got inseminated, right? And got made pregnant. And if you see pictures, you're like, damn. Is it fair to say boxing reputation will be mafia run? Not mafia run, unless you use it in a more general sense, gangster run. No, it's always been controlled. It's one of the easiest sports to control because there's no central organization. It's individuals, not teams. It's difficult. It's happened, but it's difficult to have an influence on football, say. Maybe in betting you can, but in boxing it's not difficult. You ever seen the Chernobyl series? No, is it any good? My boy Kusik, good to see, bro. Share, that's right. Share. Oh, Sonia Blade knows. He is a bit of a fraud, Crawfish. I don't think he's a fraud. I just think that he's a pound for pound. He's had 5 fights in 5 years against people that are not that great. Let's have a look at his record. Okay, how old is he? He's like 38, right? I would say Canelo has to win, but on the other hand, you don't know in boxing, huh? But okay, so the last 5 fights of Crawfish, Israel Madrimov, which I thought was close, and Madrimov could have won it. Errol Spence Jr. kind of a car crash. David Avanesian, decent fighter, but not truly world class. Sean Porter was shot. Kell Brook was a batty man, and shot. You go through him and you're like, well, hang on. So who did guys, really good guys in their prime he beat? Go through his record. He went distance with Ricky Burns. Yeah, Ricky Burns is tough, but still, right? So what are the big wins, bro? Yeah, donate. Definitely donate. What's the time now? 10:25. I'm not going to get my drink on in a minute. I've really enjoyed the live as usual. Future predictions. Itam, Opetaia, Jaya, Opetaia vs Moses Tam. We need to see Opetaia at heavyweight. I'd love to see Opetaia. I think I did a video saying what would happen. Is it a future super fight? And it is. We need to see Opetaia at heavyweight. My only worry about Opetaia is he's not a natural heavyweight. He's not that big bone. He looks small at cruiserweight, doesn't he? But I reckon he'll get up to 225, maybe 230 pounds. He needs to go the Usyk route, which is start with a couple of more gentle fights and then move to world class. At this point, I would say Italma, even though Jai is one of my favorite fighters, because of the size differential. The size differential. Maloney says, "Oh, I lost you, Maloney." We'll get up to Turdos were cosmopolitan degenerates. They're obsessed with race mixing, like Count Clergy. Diluted people group are lost and non-competitive and easy to control. Fergus, Thank you so much, bro, for the lovely super checks. It's bugging me how many fights are 6, 8, 10 rounds nowadays. I understand for novices, but for so-called athletes, what's your opinion? Yeah, I think. Look, if you're gonna have me on a main event, you have to fight 12 rounds. Itamagi's White was 10 rounder, and it was a pay-per-view. You know, yeah, I agree. If you're gonna be in a main event, it has to be 12 rounds, especially if you're paid per view. Ah, my man's Escape the System. Follow my boy, Escape the System. Yeah, on Instagram. Go and look on Amazon. He's written many books. You know, to help you get out away from the matrix and make a life for yourself. So check my boy Escape the System out on Instagram. Thank you so much for the £5. Great to see you. Great show. Sport to be with the Sheiks. Works hard for your entertainment. Thank you, bro. Yeah, it's always great to talk to you, bro. Like I said, I'd like you to come on the show. That's all up to you. And, you know, obviously it will be a very interesting conversation. You know, you're a published author, several books. One of them I look ranked really high on the Amazon self-book categories. So, yeah, check out my boy, Escape the System on Instagram. And from that, you can see all the books he's written. So, yeah, thank you, brother. Great to see you. I hope you're well. My boy also likes a little bit of cafe latte, man. And so there's nothing wrong. Yeah, everybody loves a bit of cafe latte. It seems that all the good cafe latte like the white boys. But thank you so much, brother. God bless you. You know, we always chatting. So, like, if you fancy the show, come on the show. We'll do a live. And you know, I won't. You know, say I would never stitch you up. Obviously, so you can be safe. You can be safe. I mean, I know it's a bit difficult because obviously my show is a bit controversial, and you're a published author. So it's up to you, man. But it'd be great, man. So, yeah. So check out my boy, Escape the System. Thank you, brother. How do you think Canelo is should be, and how real do you think his career is? Oh, that's a good question, man. They obviously knew they could make a lot of money out of him. I never thought he'd even be world champion, right? When I saw him, my first thought was, what? There's a ginger Macon? But, and then I even saw Macon in the pub, and he's like, we don't have these people in Macon. I said, well, you obviously do. Look at him. And he's like, what? Saul Alvarez, Canelo, which means cinnamon, because he's cinnamon hair color. But how I didn't think he would win a world title early on in his career. He was still young. He was like 18. So he had time to mature. He turned pro at 15. So how real, I don't know. I mean, what it is, unfortunately, Canelo's gone down the route of a lot of big fighters, like Mayweather, Hopkins, De La Homo, Shane Mosley, etc., which is always go the distance. Then you'll get a rematch because there'll be some controversy. Don't take too many. He doesn't take risk, Canelo. You watch that. He's got power, but he doesn't go for the KO. He just goes the distance. Escape the System. Thank you for the mention. Oh, no, don't be silly, man. Of course, bro. Thanks for the $5, brother. Let's do it, man. Let's do it, man. 100%. You know, hit me up on the Insta. Tell me what your movements are, you know, what your availability is. I think that'd be great. And you know, it's your show. You tell us about your books. You tell us about your thoughts on the world. And remember, check my boy out on the Insta. Escape the System. Okay, guys? My man's laughing. You're laughing at the cafe latte. Yeah, my boy Escape got a nice piece of cafe latte, blood. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hating on that. Believe that. Canelo's resume is much better than Crawfish. Well, that's absolutely true. And he's younger too. So the guy Kovalev, 23 wins, 23 fights, 21 wins, 17 KOs, 1 draw, 1 loss. Our first loss went missing and found his remains 4 years later. Oh, Sergey Kovalev. I'd forgotten he died. I remember Sergey Kovalev. Sorry, I said Kovalev. I meant Kovalev. I'd totally forgotten that, bro. Wow. Well, thank you for reminding me. David goes, Canelo, the Scottish maker. No, I think it's Irish blood. There's a lot of gingers in Ireland. I love my Irish brothers. Big up to the Maloney brothers. Big up to all the Irish peeps. Bang Daddy Paddy, the Ginger Kang. I've met me Irish fans. Great guys. But no joke, during the Mexican-American Civil War, there was an Irish brigade that fought for Mexico. And so obviously, after the war, a lot of them stayed in Mexico. And they would have done a lot of mating. They did so much mating with Mexican women, we changed the bloodline forever. That's why dark hair and dark eyes became ginger hair and light eyes, like Canelo. Because the Irish guys like a bit of, they want an oil drillers too. You know, they like to they like swarthy girls. Irish guys. Mike Tyson, Irish grandfather. Muhammad Ali, Irish grandfather. Gay J, coal burning grandmother. Andre Ward, Irish American father. Javon Gay Davis, Irish American grandfather. What do you know about that? The breeding bull is here in the house. I'm ready to breed. You're a bit late, but you're probably breeding women, you know, breeding future heavyweight champions. Thoughts on Tommy Freedom March next month? I mean, it's a bit of a, unfortunately, we all know Tommy's a bit of a controlled opposition, but and also what these marches and the Facebook and stuff, they see who supports Tommy, so now they know who to watch. It's a honeypot, so don't. I understand a lot of people going, but you know, it's not going to make any difference. Unfortunately, nothing ever makes any difference. The last thing that people did that made difference was the poll tax riots, and that's because the poll tax was so ridiculous. You know, even the you remember when they shut down all the coal mines? I think it was the 80s in Yorkshire and places like that. They had huge riots and marches, but nothing happened. But the only one that I can remember is the poll tax riot. Chicken dinner. Who's that in your avatar, bro? He looks kind of cool, man. Really enjoyed that one speech vid. Chubby, you're a legend, bro. Oh, thank you, man. I wouldn't say I'm a legend. I just, I'm here for the funds. We should be supporting Tommy all the way. Yeah, to a degree, but he is controlled opposition. I think Canelo would have lost to. Oh, hang on. We lost to Aguilar, Leonard Duran. I mean, you can't really tell different areas, but Breeding Bull says, I agree, Patriots should ride. It is good, but the media will make them look bad. And it's a honeypot, so the police can sit there filming. They know all the people. They will nick some of the people. I read about, when you imagine that. When those poor girls got stabbed to death, all the libtards kept going, it's so funny seeing the far right racist being shown up because he wasn't a taller refugee, he was Welsh. And it's some like Yakub headed Somalian. What do they call it? A bubblehead. Yeah. And so it's good. You got to be clever, right? The reality, it's good that people do care, but what's going to happen, man? And there's a kid. I remember they nicked so many people because these people were upset because these poor young girls got murdered, and yet they became the bad guys and they got nicked. An autistic guy got nicked for throwing an empty can of Monster that didn't even hit anyone. Got 12 months and he's autistic. I mean, it's sick. They use these things to further their agenda in one way or another. Get Chubby 10K subscribers. Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you so much. That'd be nice. I mean, I should put if it was natural and I wasn't shadow, I'd probably have 30K subscribers. But it is what it is, and I'm never going to change. Sonya Blade, not gonna lie, I would do Hagler. I mean, you do realize he's passed, right? True, the Irish Brigade for Mexico against USA. Also Ireland for Argentina too. Yeah, man. There's so many Irish people don't realize like the Emerald Isles only got what 5 million people in it, but all around the world there's a lot of Irish people. Obviously America's the most well known, but in the UK, so many Irish people. It wasn't until I started boxing that I realized how many Irish there were in London, and they talk like Cockneys, but they were all Irish, and of origin, obviously, and so many CEOs, this is really weird. So many CEOs of big banks and companies and stuff in America actually have Irish origin. They've been very successful. He's so handsome, says Sonia. Well, not anymore, blood. I don't want you mean, but he as Steve Bunn said, he's brown bread. Remember when he said about Joe Frazier? Oh, he's brown bread. Is what that Mexican Fistful Dynamite is based on Irish team up Americans. I haven't seen that, bro. Robinson, aka, thank you, my boy Lee, who he's red, very red pill. Sorry. I've gone too far. There you go. Robinson, aka Stephen Yaxlin, will always be a problem as long as he has Ezra Levant's giantness pulling the strings. Well, right. Thoughts on council workers taking down English flags, yet they want pride flags. They're just pathetic program cucks. They will do whatever they're programmed to do. It doesn't matter. You can probably program them to kill their own kids, and they do it. I did see a new tattoo on Conor Ben's forehead earlier. No. I mean, he's obsessed. I mean, there's something very odd about all these tattoos. None will happen from the protests. Thank you, Joe, and you're completely right. Have you seen the video of Roger Jackson on MMA Rampage trying to kill that wrestler? Yes. 20 plus punches bare knuckle. Yeah, unconscious off the man stand. Yeah, it was dreadful. I mean, most people going, this is like attempted murder. And the people started to excuse it. But I think what's happened is Rampage's Jackson has got decent money. He's paid off. What is it called? Psycho Sid or something? Psycho something. He's paid him off to not push charges, in my opinion, because no charges have been brought. But yeah, it was like watching a snuff video, man. Lee, anyone peasant revolt was grassroots and not astroturfed, and that was put down by the City of London and can't control Parliament. The public is too ignorant on history study. I know, it's nuts, isn't it? Would you do a 10K subscriber special? Yeah, of course, bro. But I think it's probably like a couple of years away, you know? Hey guys, you shut up. Don't be ignorant. Okay, take the jib jabber to protect the old peoples with the mask. Also, it's stupid to hate someone just because of their skin color. He's a cuck, the cuck chair. Hey guys, poor old Otto, he's so easy to rinse. I would never get off his neck. Never. I had a girlfriend for 8 years who was ginger, and my daughter with her ginger was the best. He's not a ginger. Ginger's a different breed. I actually think they are maybe the best of breed, you know? And there's so many pretty ginger women now. I was walking down the street today. I actually went out in the basement. I feel better. I walked around the street. I saw 2 or 3 beautiful ginger girls, you know? They definitely up their game, man. You know, no doubt. No, yeah, gingers are lovely, great figures. They're fiery. They got guts. And ginger guys are usually very tough. You saw John Fury. He goes, John Fury, you know what? I see a ginger lad come in the gym, right? I know he's going to be game. Oh, them ginger lads are game. Probably because they've been given such a hard time. You should watch Fistful of Diamond. Iron Man on the run from British murder. Escapes to Mako. Okay, I'll put it in. I'm going to put it down here, you know? I'm going to put it down here. Because I always forget to watch these unless I, you know, unless I make a note of it. And then maybe I don't watch them either. Shit. Okay, so what's it called again? Fistful of Dynamite. Okay, I'll put that down. I hope I watch it, you know. I can't promise, man. Dynamite, Miss Dynamite, tee-hee, because you got me on her stereo, got me on the radio, Miss Dynamite, tee-hee. You remember Miss Dynamite? She was saying, oh, Tony Blair needs to call me up. Because if he wants to, you know, lower the crime rates and the stabbing rates, he needs to call me up. What an idiot. David laughing, I like it. So Son of Blade. Jim Jab. Hey guys, you've got to protect the old people. Yeah, pussy old Otto. I'm trying to get Otto on the channel. Do you know what? Joey Gamache, he's left Joey Gamache, his trainer in Boston, and moved to Randy Shields. He probably felt, it's probably the reason, you might think, oh, everybody needs a change sometimes. But I think it's more about this. I think it's more about, like, Otto was like, hey, oh, but hey, hang on, I've got a white trainer. Does that make me racist? Maybe it does. I need to go to a black trainer. Randy Shields would be sitting there going, okay, I've got a heavyweight. And he would take it on the pads going, is Otto, can you put full power in? Yes. Talk. No, Otto. Can you actually put some power? I am putting full power in shots. He's like, you know what? You get out of my gym, man. I've never seen such a whack white boy in my life. Let's just born every year. They're an endangered species like tigers. Yeah, but the genes are very strong. They just pop up, bro. You ever met Wayne Alexander? He comments a few times in videos. He responded to me once. Great punch. Oh, Wayne. I've seen Wayne fight. I haven't met him, but I've seen him fight. I was at Takaloo fight. I've never seen anything so nuts in my life. Yeah, I've done a video on Wayne, and we talked in the comments. Yeah, but not in real life, man. I've got a video called "A History of Saxon Tribes Played by Germany." See what England was F by the time speculative masonry companies. Celtic fans at least know their history. Yeah. My boy now is clued up, bro. Just see that Nazim training. It does make the story, but acting and production look a bit below par. It looks like a B movie. It's got Pierce Brosnan, isn't he? A big actor. Right, I'm going to finish up soon. It's been great, man. It's been a great show. Thank you for what? I hope you guys like. I heard you, Peter Richards, with the £2. Fergus, 1,199. Thank you so much, generosity. See my boy Shane Bogus is in the house. Escape the System. As I said, remember to check out his Instagram. There's a lot of videos on escaping the way you've been programmed, escaping the matrix, getting away from that and making your life good. And so check it out. Hopefully we spoke, so we'll do it live, and it'll be very interesting. This is a successful published author. So yeah, it'd be great to see you. I can't read that, but David, did you watch amateur? Yeah, man, I've said that many times. Club fighter, club level, club fight. Thanks for the live stream. Chitleby, can't wait for next. Thank you. I'm doing one tomorrow. Hopefully, I've got to meet someone for a couple of drinks, but I think I'll be back by the main event times. I want to see Tony Ferguson, and I'll see obviously Darren Till. They're the two fights I'm interested in. So hopefully, yeah. Misfits live, yeah. So hopefully I'm doing live tomorrow, but it all depends on when I get home. Okay. So thanks very much, guys. God bless you all. It's been super great to see Maloney as usual, and thank you for all the generosity. And yeah, we'll see you soon, man. We'll see you soon. Peace in the Middle East.